The examples, the cases were also useful. I mentioned yesterday that foresight can be organized at different levels. And from the examples you saw that it was applied at the national level in Slovenia. In the content of, when we look at the Millennium Project, we see that it's a global project with 15 nodes around the world focusing on those thematic areas. And we saw that there are EU level initiatives as well, foresight can be run at an EU level. And now hopefully we'll start a regional foresight exercise after this first session we are having here.
When we design this awareness seminar, where necessary is also to receive a feedback to test what the issues are necessary in the region. We also invite another two presentations. One is about time distance, foresight and time distance methodology. So Professor Zicherer is working for the European Commission as a consultant, also for OECD and in various international circles. So his method again is used as a tool, only as a tool, to plastically show the indicators for certain areas and where we can see if the things develop or not. So actually his method at the end could be used if we do foresight, if we have policy making, then we want to measure if the things improve or not. So then in a time scale, 5-10 years or whatever, based on the tolerance, we can see how we improve or not improve.
Thank you very much for the opportunity to discuss this with you. First of all, it will not be something as broad as we have seen just now or in two presentations yesterday. So it is very sort of narrow, but on the other hand, very widely applicable concept. It is two things: a concept for better understanding and a generic statistical measure. So I will see whether I can somehow go through that problem which you mentioned yesterday, that some people don't like graphs and some would really prefer the other explanations. I'll try my best, I mean to do both. But of course, simply by professional orientation, I would like also to prove something, and so I will give graphs. But the real problem, what I want to show you, is not something which is necessarily really, the crux of the foresight. No, it's what I talked yesterday. It's an imported idea from other fields that will be used also in foresight. So the question is then really, when you decide, as always, whether you use a tool or not. But on the other hand, even if you don't use it as a foresight, I will tell you approximately simply by a quotation what I would like to do. And that is to increase our understanding. And let me quote Marcel Proust: "The real voyage to discovery is not seeking new lands, but seeing with new eyes." So what I will try to show you is that from the existing data which we are having, you can see some new insights, or if you wish, we can get some new stories. So let me move to that. The question is that I would like first to say what time distance is. First of all, time distance is a novel generic statistical measure, and looking in two graphs. In the graph there are two time series. The first one is United States GDP per capita, the other one is European 15 GDP per capita. And the idea is simply that you can compare two time series not only in the usual static way for a given point in time, but why not turn it around like Rubik's cube and say for a given level of the indicator when it was achieved in the European Union and when it was achieved in the United States, and you go there and you see that this level here in the United States was achieved in in the European Union was achieved 18 years ago. So you simply have two informations, you have a two-dimensional view of the situation. It does not replace the old one. The old one is staying, but since you have a new dimension, you can see another thing. So it's a new view of the time series analysis, and the first two are relevant for us. Descriptive statistical measure, simply explaining what it is, and then we then compare things in two dimensions. We can use it for presentation, but what is more important, for semantics, for policy and management, because we now have an additional insight. The third and the one is important for those who would like to discuss, theoretical stuff, but for us it's not important. So, what are the two important innovations? First of all, there are many time distances. The S time distance is this one which I explained, for a given level of the indicator. And why it is, I will go to the presentation and communication tool. It is expressed in time units. And time, everybody understands, including policymakers, media, managers, and general public. So you can use it technically. It is comparable across environment indicators, economic indicators, and others, which otherwise you cannot compare because there are different units of measurement. And the important thing which I am coming here is when we come to the foresight. Yesterday, one of the benefits of, or uses of foresight was on the processes. And that one was that we have a better understanding and that we have a change in the mindset.